Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties this morning. My camera is an asshole and doesn't want to play today. Probably because it's the day we're having Jackie's 18th birthday party, and I should probably be down there. But it's it's a regular day, so I'm doing the regular thing. Kids won't be starting to arrive for a while. It looks like my camera is a little lagging behind. Maybe for you guys, maybe for me. I don't know. I'll see if I get any chatters. Otherwise, we'll go about our regularly scheduled birthday party. So, how's everybody out there doing? I hope you guys the Harbinger unboxing. That was just an amazing product to receive, and we'll be talking more about that as it nears release date. I'll be having George and Dave on again later this month to talk about that. Man, my camera is way behind. Way, 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 way behind. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I was on Discord live as well, trying to figure out this situation. And I'm still like 30 seconds behind on the old camera here, but at least it's working. I've had this issue before. So just in case the old link isn't working, I will put the current link right here, taking all kinds of chances with that. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of painting before the guests start arriving. Um, I've got these slimes from Reaper, and I'm not sure if I should paint the underside. It really worked out really well for the fire beetles. Um, they you still get that translucent effect from the sides, but I only painted the underside, and I'm wondering if I did that with the slimes, if I painted them green like in here, if it would still give that effect, especially if I use like a wash and only like a green wash in here. But I'm not really. What the hell was that? My computer is just all kinds of funky today. And there's several. It's funny that this little slime actually fits perfectly inside that slime, well, almost perfectly. There you go. Almost like it was meant to, but then it came with a couple other little bitty slimes. Maybe I should well, it's not going to be an accurate experiment, but I could paint one of these and see what happens. Uh, I'll wait till I get some opinions from the peanut gallery out there. I've actually got like two or three, maybe even, let's see, the blister cultists, if they need anything else. I think these guys are good to go. Hey, what's up, Squirrel? I mean, they really look like the guys on the Fire of Unknown Origin album cover. I actually had this shirt on when I was painting them so I could really match the colors. But I'm calling them done. Oh wait, there's two little things that need doing, and they've got these little skulls on their chests, and they need just a drop, just the tiniest drop of a, a wash. How you doing, Squirrel? You want to pop in here for a bit? The link's right there. If you're free, I'm only going to be here for a little bit because, like I said earlier, I do want to, spend some time with the boy on his birthday. I got him a couple of gifts, and of course, we're not going to do the gift thing this early in the morning. But It still looks like almost a little bit too much. The skulls on the chest just need a little bit of black wash so that the eyes. It's hard to tell that that's even what they are. Is that? That's right there. And I'll actually put a little bit of wash on the handle of the blade because it also has a skull. I just see now. And put a little wash in there for the hands, make them stand out. The fingers, anyways, stand out a little more, just to make them look a little darker. Hopefully, my replacement camera for the laptop arrives tomorrow. Then I'll be posting the static grass vid. Okay, I'm looking forward to that. It might be my next purchase. It won't be this month, actually. Um, I remember I got to take care of some other things and some other people, but I do want to get one of those one of these days. Um, just to see what I can do with it to liven up a few more bases. Oh, you know what? I should probably I should probably do something special with that sacrificial blade. Don't you think? Not just leave it silver. Maybe yeah. Let's do that. Need to start with a little bit of white. Oh, you know what? Hmm. There's some runes in there. I'm wondering, do I have the white ink out, or do I have to go dig for it? No, I don't have it out. That's a shame, because that's a pain in the butt to get to. Mm. Let's see if we can't do it with just a blue wash. No, that's not going to work. Mm. I'm going to have to make a white ink um, for this particular little uh, idea. If I'm going to get those runes to stand out, I need them to have some white deep inside, and that's going to be very difficult because these runes are tiny. I should have thought of that before, and actually um, painted the blade white and then dry brush silver around it. Ooh, my camera's acting all weird. Oh man, that was so funny. Who do we have here? We have several people here coming to join me. Sorry, guys. Cold Iron,
Howdy.
welcome to the show. Bloodworth, the show.
Hey,
How's it going? I'm having a little bit of camera difficulty.
yeah, I saw that you had like an 8 second 8 second live stream.
Delay. Oh yeah. That was because as soon as I got on, I was like, "Hey, camera's not working," and that usually
Mhm.
means it's an update or something. I did the troubleshooting and everything, but like a dumbass, I thought just pushing the power button would turn it off and reset it, but no, I had to go to the digital power button and tell it to restart, and that did it. What's up, Cold Iron? How you doing, man? Long time no see.
Oh, sweating. It's a hot one.
Yeah, it's summer here on this side of the planet. Unlike our Australian friend in the land of Never Never Land or whatever, uh, they don't have that problem. They've got the exact opposite going on over there. But James and I had a really fun time yesterday. Uh, just talking war games and miniatures and all kinds of weird shit. So I figured, why not do it again today? But the internet gods are like, yeah, well, we're gonna mess with you first,
Mhm.
because like I don't know about you guys, but whenever there's like a computer issue, um, I expect to have to take my computer in somewhere to get a professional to look at it. And while I could run the show from the tablet, I used to do that. Um, there's a lot of things on the laptop that I can't do with the tablet, and vice versa. Believe it or not, um, like this laptop, I cannot access my email because Outlook or whatever it is just does not want to connect. Um,
Right.
and my tablets, they're small and dinky. They still do a lot of stuff. I record my regular videos on them, but so what do you guys got going on? Weekend's almost here. Anything
I'll let
new or
you go first,
exciting in your?
Old Iron, since you were here first.
Was I? I wasn't looking.
I think so.
Mm.
What do you got going
Just
on,
the
Gold
daily
Iron?
garden duties. Daily garden
Oh yeah.
duties and making some trees, making some terrain trees.
Ah,
Oh, okay. I thought you were making baby trees, which
Oh no, no.
well,
planting,
that's one third of the route to immortality. You know that, right?
What's that?
Plant a
planting
tree,
trees.
have a son, write a book. You do those
Who
three
wants to
things,
be
and
immortal anyway?
who wants to be a what? Well, that's just what the
Immortal.
Japanese say. The Japanese say if you do those three things, then you're immortal. Um, I'm okay with that. I've done. Well, I haven't written the book part, but I've written, and I've been written about in books, and I've written in books, but not like the full book. I don't know if that counts. They didn't know about that back then. People weren't like giving shout outs and things like that back in feudal Japan. So I don't know if I qualified like via technicality or not. Probably not, but I'm
I've
not
done
done.
two and a half. I've done
Two and a
two and
half
a half.
books.
No,
Well, I
I've
mean,
done two and a half of those three things.
okay, yeah. See, yeah, same here. Two and a half. I didn't know you
Yeah,
had sons. I thought you only had daughters.
I do. My child is a child.
Well, yeah, but
No, child is a child.
the son carries the name and
Uh,
stuff.
doesn't.
Names can change.
Yeah, names can
Yeah,
change.
I know. And your son could get pissed off at you and change your name just to spite you. I know. I almost did that to my old man. But what's up, George? I'm just relaying the info.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules. I just try to play by them when they suit me. Otherwise, they can piss off.
No, you don't. Your philosophy is the DM is God. The rules be damned.
Well, that's at the table. That's not life. That's just a
Yeah.
game.
So
I mean,
I actually did the exact opposite. I removed trees. we had we had a whole bunch of bushes that we were like, you know what? These things are just going to keep on growing out of control.
so
Uh,
you're like the how do you put it the anti druid? Is that what you're saying?
no, it's just cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying? You have to do a certain amount of deforestation to keep a forest healthy, right? You know,
Yeah, yeah. I've
if you
done the
don't
same.
clear out the underbrush and all of that, and I had a couple like small pines, like pine bushes that were right next to my air conditioning units outside. That they were getting rotted away, like on the sides of them anyway. They were just too close, so I tore those out. Um, and then
Coco, nice
I
to see you.
we cleared out a lot of stuff. I have this white, I believe it is a white
Turn
spruce
undead.
that that we have to remove. I got to take a picture of this thing so you can see it. It's a monster tree. It's got to be at least 40 feet tall,
Oh,
and it's like at least 30 feet in. No, it's probably about 25 feet in diameter. I mean, it's a huge fat tree. And my landscaper's telling me, he was like, "You see that tree off in the distance? All right, that's about 80 feet tall. That's how big your tree is going to get." I was like, "Holy crap." I mean, he says it's going to grow at least three times the size, and I was like, no, eventually that's got to go. It's too close to the house, number one. Number two, it takes up, you can't even see my house from the road because this thing is just getting taller and fatter as it goes. So I said,
Yeah, well,
that's gotta go.
I know some people who look at that as a bonus.
Me.
We had when we first got here, we've got pine trees along the back wall because it's by the street, and the city has pine trees, even though we live in the desert.
Right.
And on our side, a little tiny sapling sprouted, and we're like, let's let it grow. And now that thing is like 40 feet tall,
Yeah.
20 feet around, big old freaking pine tree. I can't even get to the top, or maybe I can. I know I did once, and the wife was, "Oh, you cut it wrong," and I'm like, "It'll grow back," you know. Um, and it's only like 20 feet away from our chimney. You know, when our chimney starts, working, when we use it, you can see little sparks, but because it's an
Right.
evergreen tree, I mean, it's going to take more than just a little spark, even in 120-degree weather. That thing is still going to need a little bit more than just a spark to freaking light up. But I had a neighbor come freaking out at midnight. It was winter. It was raining, and so she could see the sparks that were just little tiny baby sparks coming out of the chimney. And she got out her phone and she's recording it. And she comes knocking at my door at like midnight 30 or some shit. Scared the crap out of me. I was just getting ready to go to bed. She's like, I'm like, well, what do you think I can do? Just throw a bucket of water in the fireplace?
Hmm.
It's not going to catch on fire. It's sprinkling outside, you fucking Karen. Go back home, get under your blanket. The monsters won't be able to get you. You'll be fine.
Hey,
Yeah.
Never spoke
squirrel.
to her again.
Well, I'm waiting to hear from my lawyer, my neighbor, who became she got into this real Karen mode years ago when the neighbor across the street, they put out a Christmas tree, out for garbage, out for trash.
Mhm.
And it was small. It was a small thing, but it
Mhm.
blew all the way across the street, then all the way across my 2 acres of property, and ended up in the woods, in the wood line, the tree line. So one day, this woman comes walking out of the trees, the tree line behind my home. All right, which means she crossed over into my property because
Mhm.
there's like an
Oh, I
old
shot her.
there's like an old like 300-year-old wall that separates all our property. It's like those brick walls that the
Mhm.
farmers used to
Mhm.
mark off their property lines.
Where you hide a little tin full of money for your friend who's just
Yeah,
about to
well,
get out of
whatever.
jail?
But I mean, these are really really old walls that are back there. But anyway, she comes dragging this tree out onto my property and says, "Is this your tree?" And I says, "No, we use fake trees." I says, "It's not my tree." She said, "Well, it's thrown in my woods." I was like, "Woods, tree. Trees are in woods. It's not like it's garbage. It's a tree." All right, that is. I says, "But it's not mine. Take it right back with you. Leave it on my side of the wall if you want, because it couldn't have gone over to your side of the wall." And she walked right back there and went right back in with it anyway. Go ahead.
That's like the beginning of a great bar story. Is like this woman came out of the damn woods dragging a tree and said, "Is this your tree?"
Well, you know what? It what really stunned me was like I had no idea that because I thought it was like 10 acres of woods behind me, which I guess she just walks through that because that is her property, and I was like, damn. I used to sit in my backyard, and I have a step down basement, and I set up like a shooting position there, and I have a three stump tree, a three trunk tree out there that's about 45, 50 yards, let's say, to the tree line. And then I had set up like a small berm, sandbags and everything like that. And I used to shoot in that direction at my targets into the sandbags with a backing of a three trunk tree. So when she had come out there, I was like, oh, damn, I used to shoot in that direction all the time. I was like, I better stop doing that,
What were you shooting? Like just 22s?
Yeah, 22. Yeah, just a 22 into it, and but I would have eventually graduated to shooting my 9 millimeter into the targets there, and whatnot. I didn't have my AR yet, and I didn't have my what the hell was that? My SKS yet. All right. So, and I don't have my AR or my SKS anymore, but I should have kept those damn things, because all the New York State laws had changed. But I was never
Hmm.
shooting them and everything, so I was just like, I sold them off. But anyway, yeah, I was like, oh shit, in my town, what the sheriffs said was that you can shoot in your backyard um, as long as you are 500 feet from anybody's property who cares. You know what I'm saying? So if your neighbor was
The
inside
who cares
500
part
feet,
is the
but they
key.
don't care that you're shooting in your backyard, you could shoot in your backyard. You know, and I was like, oh well, I'm sure she will care. So I was like, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But
If she made a fuss
a
over a
tree,
discarded
yeah,
Christmas tree in the
yeah,
woods,
yeah.
yeah, that's a level of special pettiness.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, I didn't complain when her horse escaped and ended up on my driveway, standing next to my cars, and
Well,
that
because
horse
you're a
went
decent
running right
person
through
and
the
she's a
town and
raging
everything.
Karen.
So yeah, I didn't complain when her horse was roaming free on my property. But anyway, so
Other people's kids, right?
yeah, so I cleaned up some bushes and everything. Well, I had my landscapers do it. That was a lot of work. Holy shit, because we had a lot to clear out. But yeah, one day, Shadow, I'll take a picture of that tree so you can see the freaking tree I'm talking about. Um,
It makes sense. Like you say you're up north and the trees in your front yard.
yeah, yeah, that particular tree is in my front yard. It's huge.
Okay, yeah. I'm down in Georgia, and front yard trees are a blessing from
Yeah,
God, and we keep them because they hide the evil Sol Invictus that is in the sky.
yeah. Oh no, this is on the sun side of my house. Trust me, I like the shade. I just don't
Yep.
like the fact that how big the damn thing is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we
You
got
know,
a couple. We got a black cherry tree in our front yard. Our neighbor used to have one as well, but she yanked it out because she's like getting old and whatever. And um, then we started growing some other little trees. And our front yard is almost always gorgeous because we live in the desert and we need that shade. Without that shade, like my backyard, it's a dust bowl. There's no shade, nothing grows, or at least you can see where the sun is burning a beam through my backyard. Around the walls, there's shade and trees and stuff, and grass can grow there because the water doesn't instantly turn into freaking steam as soon as it hits the ground. But in the front yard, we've got so many trees now. And the wife's like, we got to get rid of these trees. And I'm like, okay, well, get used to having, the worst yard in the neighborhood because there will be no shade and everything will look like shit.
Yeah, I'll do one of those. I'll do one of those walkarounds like OGGM does. When I start doing my walks, for my
Right.
exercise, I'll start
Oh,
doing
dude.
those.
You know what? We should do live stream walks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I need to do that too. But I'm actually more inclined to get on my bike than walk because I don't know. I'm just a big kid. I like riding my bike. It's fun.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
faster, and I feel
We
like
could
I'm
do live
doing
stream.
something.
We could do live
You
stream
know,
walks. That would be interesting. That would be
the connection would
on
be
my phone. I
shit.
can hook up my phone to Discord because that's how I have to access you know, your restream. Is
Yeah.
For some reason I have to link through Discord. In order to do joint streams with people.
Yeah, I think our connection will be absolutely terrible, but it would still be
We could
humorous. I
try.
think.
He's streaming all the way from California too.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know, but no, I mean to do a live stream together where we're all streaming, it would just be like I don't know if we could even do that.
Oh, does he
Have
do
guests.
recordings or he's doing live streams when he does
Yeah.
that?
He does live streams, but I just mean he doesn't have people on. It's just him talking.
Oh, I see. I
So,
see. Well, we should try it. You
so
know what? We should
yeah,
invite him on.
yeah, yeah.
We should try it. We should try. All three of us, just four of us, however many you want. What? Because you have up to what, 10 on Restream?
No, I only have a
Oh,
total of six.
so say it's still six. Imagine six people walking. It's like that's an adventure party, dude.
Right, right, right. I talk to him every day, and I get the impression that uh, he like when we do his live games, he's like, as soon as he's done, he is out of there. He's like,
I am.
yeah,
Anyway, so you were
it's
also
like
asking, what else do
social
we have
anxiety
going
thing.
on? So,
Just painting, and
yeah.
I got some new products I got to check out and talk
I'm getting
about, and
something delivered today. I'm not sure what. I just ordered Emperor's Choice, the box set. I was like, I was gonna wait on it and catch them at a convention and buy it. I would have saved myself $19 in shipping and handling. And I was
Mhm,
like, what? I'm gonna wait until next June
mhm.
to pick it up. Although I don't see when I ordered it, I don't. Does it come with a PDF?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll have to ask him. I don't
yeah.
know
I
about
don't
that.
know. I'll ask him. He's
I'm
going
not
to
a
be
big
on my.
PDF
They're
guy.
going to be on my channel on August 2nd.
I'll be
So
there. I'll be there.
and I should
And
have it. I should have it
and
delivered by August 2nd because
no, yeah, it should. Blood, Death Angel. He just contacted me last night. You going to be on the show Sunday? And I'm like, I know George and Dave are going to be there. I just talked to George and Dave like
yeah,
5 minutes ago. And Sunday is my D&D game.
right.
So we'll see.
Well,
Um,
it just like I said, like our like he, there,
Cold
my
Iron,
game
it
is on
says you just
Sunday as
joined the
well.
stream, but you didn't join the stream. I don't know what's going on with that. You can come back whenever you want. I know he has issues sometimes. Hey, what's up, Julia?
So let's see what else. So what else? So I'm still doing my shelf tour, right? So I came across this here. I don't know how familiar you are with this game system.
Um,
1985 Fantasy Games Unlimited.
I have a lot of their games. I was thinking of another game that's similar to that, but by Heritage Miniatures.
Yeah,
Might be even the same name because they went out of business in
I
like
love this game
81.
system. I absolutely love
Really,
this game system. Although the reprint is a
no
very
worries.
very tiny
Cold
print.
Iron.
I mean, like you can see how small that print set
Mhm.
is, but they put both books into one. That's how they do that.
Okay.
But the PDF, when you get the PDF, you get it in its original two-book form, and so they're much larger print anyway, so that you can actually manage it. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean that's a weird thing with Fantasy Games Unlimited is that it's kind of a defunct company, but you can still order stuff from them. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's weird because of Villains and Vigilantes, which I mean, if you think about it, V&V is it's not the first, but it's the most almost the most well known
Yeah,
and the longest lived superhero game of all time,
it's
as
the
far as
best
I'm
superhero game, hands down, the
concerned.
best,
Dude,
hands down
not
the
only
best.
is it the best superhero game, it's my bug out bag game. If
Yeah,
I could only have one game, that would be the game I could run because like I can run a D&D game with that, and I have. You
yeah,
just give people, you don't give people access to when they roll up their powers, you don't give them access to like some of the big things unless they take it as a device,
right,
and there's things like spells. Okay, you want to be a wizard, okay, you got spells. Okay, you want a magic device to start with? Okay, cool. Whatever you roll as
right,
your power is your magical doodad. Okay, cool. And then I can give out more magical gadgets that are actually kind of powerful. When you find a magic item and it's a superpower, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. I've run spy games with it.
right.
I haven't run a Western, but I rolled up like just generic human characters on my review back a while ago. I had to have Jackie do the math for me because the carrying capacity is beyond me. But I made up generic characters and they were like, 5, 7, 12 hit points.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, that's the generic dudes, give them a little higher stats. Okay, that's a gunslinger. or a spy or what a cop. Okay, this all works, and literally, if I could only have one game, that would be it. It still works. It does things no other game does. Even in the superhero biz, it's like and speaking of OGGM, his vigilantes for Shadow Dark, I've been helping him with it, and he and I both know there's like a lot of V&V in it. It may say
Yeah.
Shadow Dark, but there is a lot of V&V in it, in its you know
Hmm.
DNA, if you will. What's up, Cal? I'm in Shadow Sunday game. I'm in Danger 500 Hobgoblins. That is correct, sir. However, I was just mentioning Death Angel Shadow wants me to come on their show, which starts at 4. So if I'm going to be on that show and do our game, I'm going to have to eat dinner at like 2:30, and then hop on their show, and then only be there for an hour, and then come into the game because my adventuring party is they just barged in a cavern with 500 hobgoblins, watching two giant monsters like duke it out while they're trying to sneak around, and they
Yeah.
just got Cal just got noticed
Right.
as a uh, interloper to their little sporting event. We'll
Yeah.
see how that goes.
I'm I'm pretty sure I might be receiving a dropship today in the mail because I got
That
something
one,
coming in from Grand Rapids, and that's the only one that I can think of that I'm getting in the
I'm,
mail.
I'm thinking about
Either that or it's something from Wizard Tower Games, which is also
so much
Grand
for high
Rapids
wisdom, eh,
that
Cal?
I've been probably waiting on for a long,
I'm
long
looking
time.
at possibly grabbing either dropship or mothership, maybe even both. But right now, I think I'm all caught up except
Hmm.
a miniatures order that I'm waiting on, and I'm going to kind of try to. Uh, uh, I'm trying to save up for something kind of big,
Right.
and every month I just put some money away. But it's like, you know what? I am also backlogged. I just got the Dungeon Dwellers from Reaper role playing game
Hmm.
Kickstarter, and it's got 4 massive hardcover books. I swear to God, the Kickstarter box says it weighs 14 kilograms,
Right.
and that's all books, and
Yeah.
one box that's inside it. It's all
Oh.
hardcover books. I don't know what that is in pounds, 14 kilograms, but it it's pretty freaking heavy.
Yeah.
I've got boat.
I'm waiting on dropship. I'm waiting on the Toon reprint from Steve Jackson Games, which will be the last thing I buy from Steve Jackson Games. But Toon, I loved that game when I was a kid. Toon was great when I was a kid. That's a fun game to just play. Um, so I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on Emperor's Choice. I'm waiting on that now, and then whatever else is going to come out of Troll Lord Games. Geez, I'm waiting on the worlds of the worlds of Gary Gygax and like about 7 more books from them, 7 more hardcovers from them, uh, which is great because you sparked my interest in looking at the game systems that I'll probably never run, and I am going to do that video, at some point. You know, the bottom 10 games that from my shelf that I'll never run.
Oh,
Um,
dude, I can't wait to do
and
that.
I
There
just took out. So I just took out all of my my DCC, like the Fallen Earth Kickstarter that I have, and some of the other things that I have for DCC. And I started like opening up the boxes for the first time and looking through them and everything. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot here. Number one, and number two, it's so easy to pick that up and just run it because there are like the Kickstarter gave like its stretch goals were these like little mini adventures, like in little packets, little booklets of
Mhm,
adventures that are all level scaling,
mhm.
up from like first through seventh or eighth level, going all the way up. And I was like, you know what, this is too much to just be like, all right, I'm just going to shelve this. I got to get around to running it at some point. You
When
know,
we pick our bottom 10 games, are we allowed to be petty about it?
I'm sure you can be petty about it because your bottom 10 might include some good games, but I'm going to actually reconsider that game because there is a good chance that I will eventually run it. Because I'm
Mhm.
also trying to run 60% of everything that I have on my shelf. Which
Mhm.
is which
That's
is
not
another.
possible for me. That's literally
Yeah, I
impossible.
don't know if it's because I've run so much of it. Like if I go through my shelf and I start just going from left to right, I mean I've run Conan 2D20 several times. I've I've not run Index Card RPG or
I've
Crown
played
of
that. That's a fun game.
Skull or those, but those game systems, I have game systems on my shelf that aren't for running. They're for reference. You know what I'm
Same
saying?
here.
They're for pulling ideas from. So
Yeah,
I
like
I
Dungeon Crawl
amended that.
Classics, Lankmar, and
I amended that policy of it's not just games that I would never run. It's games that I won't run and don't even use. And so it exempts those kind of
yeah, I think that's
games.
better because
Yeah,
like uh, I have so many games that were literally just like you said for just to get ideas. You know,
yeah,
like for example, Dying Earth, Dungeon Crawl Classics. I got that because I wanted inspiration for a whole bunch of different games
right.
that I run,
Yeah,
and I'll
there's
never
systems
run
in
it
it
as
that are
is.
useful. Yes.
Um, you know, uh, but then I've got games that I got thinking, oh man, I'm gonna play this, like Stormbringer and Elric, and then I went through them and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to do this because I know how it ends, and it's I know I can say this about like every IP. I know how it ends. Yeah, but this one ends really bad. Like
Yeah.
it's like got one of the worst endings of all time to the point where it's like no matter what you do, the end game just says it literally just takes a dump on you. It defiles everything you've ever done, because of the way the book ends. It's just like it not only does it take a dump, it takes a whiz when it's done. Just like doesn't even kick dirt over your corpse. It's just like but it's worth like a freaking fortune. If I were to sell the entire Stormbringer Elric collection, I could go out and buy, well, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of freaking crazy money, and I didn't pay that kind of money, not even half.
Yeah. I actually have very few games that fall into that category of I will never run it, never use it. Very, very few games. So I don't think I have 10, but I certainly have some that I'll be like, yeah,
And I
this
appreciate
I'm
it,
not going to
Squirrel.
use.
Squirrel
Yeah.
gave me everything I have for the DCC Dying Earth, and I love that. It is my jam,
Yeah.
and I even picked up all the Lankmar stuff because I love Thieves World, and I love Grey Mouser and Fafford.
Yeah.
Unlike my
I,
guest here,
I could
who
not.
despises it.
I think I
I'm
told you
telling,
already. I listened to
I'm
the
telling.
first book and Sword and Deviltry, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get what the pill was. It was boring.
Okay, here I'll
Hell.
tell you what you don't get is everything that came after the first book. Literally, the second and the rest of the books are all Conan esque short stories of these two
Yeah.
clowns getting into trouble. That's where it shines. The
All right.
first book
So maybe
is this
maybe I'll
long.
grab the second book and give it a listen to. I still have 10
It,
credits of
it's like
audiobooks.
this. The first book is a long-winded freaking, here's how these two characters meet,
Yeah.
and to be honest, you could have he could have, excuse me, um, done everything he did in a third of the pages.
Easily. Easily.
We
And
don't need
and
to know all, and the worst part
yeah.
was of course Fafford's story. Gray
Yeah.
Mouser's is a little more interesting.
Right.
You know what I
Fafhr's
mean?
story was it was like, who gives a shit about your mother and your the girl that you're gonna end up leaving anyway? And what
Well,
the
she dies,
yeah, I
or
know. It was like,
whatever.
what the hell is well, both of the girls died. Both of the
Yeah.
women died, in the end. And then I guess they were like, all right, if I were either of them two, I would have been like, I'm free. I was like, they should have been
Well,
high-fiving each other and going like,
well, here's the thing with Pfaffer. I mean, Gray Mouser. I could see where being in love with her and protecting her and keeping her safe because she's so
right,
weak and could make him feel bigger. I mean, he's this like 5'2" little guy who's got this gorgeous woman, just totally madly in love with him and young love and all that, and they've been through stuff, but their two loves dying is like is that like the catalyst, you know what I mean,
yeah,
that bonds the two characters together for life. We went through this, you know what I mean,
right,
and all the stuff that happens afterward are just these like really kooky adventures, that the two of them go on for the next 5 or 6 books or whatever it is, of just like 20 to 40 page little freaking stories that when they came out in the pulps in like Amazing Fantasy or whatever it was that they came out in, those pulp magazines, it was like, okay, you went through the big thing, okay, you got the story, and now you could just like Conan, you pick up a Conan comic book, okay, when it ends at the end of the comic book usually, or any Conan story, it'll be weeks, months, whatever, miles, away from the last adventure and from the next adventure. It's just this
right,
little tiny encapsulated thing that's like, yeah, that was pretty freaking weird,
yeah,
um and I just saw that Bronze Age Miniatures has this incredible set of the two characters, because later on in the spoiler, later on in the story, each of them gets a patron wizard, but each of the wizards are like not human, and they're like alien. They're like, one of them has 7 eyes. Okay, imagine a hooded wizard robe, right? And there's 7 eyes, in glowing eyes, in the hood. That's his wizard. Okay, and the other one has no eyes. And these two wizards send them on like really bizarre missions. Well, this set of minis is Grey Mouser, Fafford, and their two wizard minis that I just absolutely. I saw them. It's like $25 for 4 lead miniature, pewter miniature, excuse me. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be back. Just give me a minute.
so
Yes, vignettes. Excuse me. I love that whole idea. Where you can just write a little story, and you don't need any freaking connection to the other rest of the story. That is part of the story, but
mhm.
it's just one little chapter that's you can take it little bite sized pieces of the overall story, instead of like having to try to remember shit. Oh, like longer books like Tolkien and things like that.
Right,
Um,
yeah, so
there's some other characters and stories out there that I want to bring to light to people's possible enjoyment. Brack the Barbarian from I think it was Jonathan Jakes or something like that. I think he wrote The Bastard as well. Do you remember the movie The Bastard? The mini series back when we were kids. It was like during Benjamin Franklin's time.
no, don't know
Okay.
what it is.
I was only like 10 or 12 when it came out, but it was called The Bastard, and they said it on TV, back in the 70s. That was like, you couldn't say that, you know what I mean? But it was this best-selling book series of this Revolutionary War character or whatever family, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch that. I thought it was something completely different, and what's his name? God, I can't remember his name, but I think he played the father in Happy Days. Played Benjamin Franklin,
Tom
and okay,
Bosley?
yeah. And it was just it was interesting, but I was like 10 or 12 years old. I'm like, why am I watching this? When's the bastard part come around? Not,
So,
understanding.
so right now,
Uh,
I'm So in my playlist right now, I have Nine Princesses in Amber. That's the
Fantastic.
first one. So I'm like an hour or so into that.
Mhm.
I'm not too sure how much I like that or not. Um,
It's a Portal fantasy, so
yeah,
if you don't like that kind of thing, you might not like this.
well, he
But
hasn't gone
it
into
is
the portal. It's not a portal fantasy yet. I haven't gone that far. I've
okay.
gotten him at the house of his like half sister or whatever. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. I know exactly
and
where you
still
are.
trying to figure that out. Um, Swords and Deviltry, like I said, did not enjoy it.
Hmm.
Um, I really enjoy. Like I have the Cimmerillion. I've listened to that once already. What a, I mean, if you haven't listened to that or read the Cimmerillion, you do not have Tolkien's real concept of what elves are, because elves
Hmm.
were assholes in this thing. I mean, you if you came around away with just like the D&D, like Gary Gygax's view of elves, I mean, they're
Right.
not at all what you get from the Cimmerillion. Um,
Nope. Not
they
not
are
not even a
they're
little.
petty, like how many siblings did they kill? You know what I'm saying? They were always killing each other. I was like, damn. Um, but anyway, I got well Harry Potter. I listened to the first two or maybe three. I think the first three books. I really enjoyed them. You
Hmm.
know, they are really really good stories. I didn't like them when they first came out. And I was reading them then. Oh, my delivery is here. My delivery
Hmm.
is here. You know what I'm gonna do?
That's the last book.
I'm gonna be right back because maybe I'll be able to show you what just got delivered. So
Cool.
probably a game. We'll find out. I'll be right back.
Unboxing. Right. Two in a row. Nice. Chris, just between you and me, that's the only one I never finished. I got it for my birthday from an old dear friend, and I never finished it. It's right over there, and I told myself it's the only one I have in hardback. As a matter of fact, no, it's not. Um, actually, I have the book club edition hardbacks. I forgot they're over there. I told myself I was going to reread the whole series, and then finally get to it. The whole Curse of the Smalls and the Stars was just like, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Chris, those books are just, in my opinion, they more than anything kind of gave us the thief character class that we know and love, at least in my opinion. And I do believe, in a way, those two characters also gave us the original Bard. The fighter thief Bard, because that was Fafford. He was a fighter, he was a thief, and he was a Bard. And the order in which he did those things, maybe in the books, is different than in the player's handbook. But I think that is actually kind of the inspiration. I could be wrong, but my point is that I have always, since reading those books and growing up and having many, many, many actual careers in life, I don't like the way people rail against multi-class. Um, because while in game it seems like a cheat code, it's really not, because when you don't focus, when you don't knuckle down and focus on one thing for the majority of your life, you miss out on the upper higher levels. Being a third level thief and a fourth level cleric and a seventh level magic user may sound great on paper, but being, just pure wizard with all that XP and time invested in just wizard may be more powerful mechanically, etc. Sure, you can't do the other little things, but everybody's life is different. And like I said, having had multiple careers where I did completely different things, maybe who I am. And so I really love it when people want to do that, but at the same time, I don't like the way modern games did it, where you could just, in the middle of the game, change professions with no training, with no, oh, I went up a level, I'm going to take it and, freaking underwater basket weaving monk. What? You've done nothing monk like, but you're just going to take it because you can. Screw that noise. You got to train. You got to practice. If you want to change professions, that's your business. But the rest of the party's going to go on doing what they're doing. But if you want to change professions, go for it. It's your character if that's what you want. I mean, I could literally see where characters drop in and out of games for years because they are training, but then they come back, 7 years later. Hey, guess what? Like chicken butt. No, I'm a first level magic user now. Remember that staff of the Magi that I buried because we didn't have a magic user in the party? Well, guess what? It's mine now. You know, Weird shit like that. So, was it something good or was it just something wasting your
Now it
time?
was those toilet bowl tablets that you put in the tank. So we're getting ready. We're getting ready for the. We have a lot of like my wife's family is coming up, so they're staying with us over the weekend
Mhm.
and everything like that. So we're doing a lot of stuff. We had to do
Same
just
here. Same here. We've got a family member. They're getting ready to have another baby, and they buying a new house. Actually, not far from us compared to where they used to live. And Jackie's party today and Fourth of July and Saturday. It's going to be a nonstop, people visiting here.
yeah,
Which
around 2 o'clock is the time that my mail gets delivered. So it's a little bit too early to walk up there and check the mailbox.
yeah, mine
Too
gets here in
hot
about an
outside
hour.
to do that long walk for no reason twice. So I'm like, all right,
Druids are better. Druids are the AD&D druid is the best druid and pretty freaking uh, OP if run properly
yeah,
and given the chance. There, even in like a town adventure, there's plenty they can do. There
oh yeah.
really is, depending on level. At first level, maybe not so much,
Hey,
but
you
seventh
want to
level
run
and
a
up,
Castles and Crusades Druid in my campaign? We have room.
I'll have to look at it because I really don't know what they do in Castles and Crusades.
Yeah, same thing as
'Cause
the same thing as a D&D Druid. Not any real difference. Um, and again, it's a
big
Druid in
squirrel.
an urban campaign. It actually will work. And some
Hmm.
of the adventures that I was actually, adventure seeds that I was, thinking of, a druid would work really well. And you haven't played a druid with me yet.
No, no, I haven't. I haven't actually played a druid in forever, but I've had so many in my games, and I don't like. I've seen DMs like really kind of try to screw them, you know,
You see
through.
me. Have I ever screwed the druid in
No, no,
any
no.
of the campaigns? No.
No,
Actually,
no, no. I
druids
mean,
have been,
I'm kind of famous for having really shitty players over the
to be
years.
honest with you, in my campaigns, I think druids um, have been really front and center. I mean, my AD&D campaign, now they were the front and center bad guys, for the most part,
It's
you
still
know,
front and center.
but they were
It's
front
just
and center. Oh yeah, and but I mean, Lee, she does a great job running a druid too. I mean, she did a phenomenal job running Sparrow. You know,
mhm.
so
Lee's a fantastic addition to every game I've been in with her.
yeah,
Um,
no, she's
and she's
really,
the only one
really
who
good.
gets my jokes.
Huh?
She's the only one who laughs at my jokes.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
she's a
say some
strong
pretty like
player. She's a very strong
wrong
player,
things.
and she does. I like the fact that she likes to play characters um, that are more unique. Like she's playing a pacer now, which is basically an urban ranger. You know, so that's a really cool class. That's one of the better classes that Castles and Crusades did for its adventure backpack. The pacer is a
Mhm.
really well adjusted character class for an urban setting. Um, then there's I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with Mirador's playing a an elf magi,
Hmm.
and um, and oh, who's coming back? Shit.
OG.
No, OGGM is playing a. He's playing a cleric of Narebo, like a gambling cleric, like a cleric of fortune. You know, so he's going to play that well. Alan is coming back, and Alan is playing a
Oh,
warrior
really?
priest, which is not a cleric of an individual deity. It's a cleric of it's a warrior priest of a pantheon. So he has to
Okay.
represent an entire pantheon of deities. So that should be pretty interesting. They're a little bit less heal bot and more combat
Mhm.
and smiting and doing those kinds of things. So they're a
Sounds like
bit
Alan.
yeah the
Yeah, that's good that Alan's coming back.
yeah
If we could get a Malric, that would be awesome. Uh,
uh,
or seven.
Amalric doesn't play anything anymore. Yeah, Amalric doesn't play anything. He's your time zone too. Um, I think Amalric is out there on the left coast there.
You
So
know, dude, I laugh every time I think about him because remember his green screen background with the piano and everything.
yeah,
You know, it looked like this palatial estate. I thought that was real, dude. I thought that was him. You know, that he
no,
lived in this frick. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
this grand freaking. You know, we walk
Mhm.
into his freaking estate, and there's this giant, grand, glowing white lacquered freaking piano and all. I thought that was real. And then one day, after he left the group, I saw someone else use that green screen, and I'm like, oh, dude, my entire freaking concept of him was just like shattered, and I'm like, dude, he's probably in some little rinky dink apartment, you know. No, I'm kidding. But I now have no idea, who he is. I just know he was a great player, fun to hang out with. The same with Seven, not his real name,
Yeah.
obviously, but a
Um,
mountainside.
his yeah, Mountain Slaw. His real name was Andrew. Andrew.
He was a lot of fun to play with too, but
Yeah,
uh, we'll see what happens. You know, you never know. Might bump into
yeah,
these people. Might not. We'll see. Time
yeah.
will
So
tell.
yeah,
That's funny
we'll
though.
see how many. So let me see. There's a
You're
new.
not having both OGGM and OGG in your game, are you?
No, I don't know how it's set up that way. Yeah, he has two different things, and I'm not
Well,
sure
no.
which
There's
one.
there's off grid gamer, and then there's OGGM.
Oh, no, off grid can't. Off grid's time frames changed.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I
Yeah,
thought for a second they were both going to be in the game, and that would make things really, really awkward and complicated.
no, because I know OGGM's real name, so I can just, he could just be Mike. Not a big deal.
But what if they're both their names is Mike?
I don't know. Who the heck is this? Oh, I don't know who that is.
Scam likely.
No, it's probably like when I was looking for landscapers, I did one of those like search things for landscapers, and now I get all these landscapers calling. If they don't leave a message, I don't
Gotcha.
call them back. But if they leave a voicemail, then fine. If they don't, then I have no
No
Peabody,
recourse but to
Massachusetts
piss off.
is where the call came from. But nah, it's probably garbage, junk mail. Leave me a voicemail, or I won't call you back.
Yeah, I don't even know how to access my voicemail, and even if I did, I wouldn't respond to it.
Well, voicemails I'll respond to if they're not a sale. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a sale,
Mm.
then you know Speaking of which, I sent a message out to a couple people that joined my Discord, and I was like, "Hey, a hand wave doesn't cut it, dudes. You know, don't just come into my channel and wave a hand because I know what's going to happen. 2 days later, we'll start getting those spam. I'm a starving artist looking to no, you're an AI. You're an AI bot, and you're going to say, "Oh, I
I don't know what's going on with your
commissioned
voice.
work
Is like all robot.
and all of those commissioned those starving artists, commissioned artists are people who will give you an AI image for $50." It's like, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'll see if they disappeared. Those recent ones there. So let's see. Let me go to my general.
Yeah, what I like to do with any kind of telemarketer or anything like that is lead them on. Hey, call me back. You know,
Yeah.
oh, you know what I mean, and just waste their freaking time.
Yeah.
Because my time, to me, it's fun. I'm playing. I'm having fun.
Yeah, no, I tell everybody.
Screwing with them, knowing
post
that
put
their
up
most
there.
commodity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I tell everybody when you come in, introduce yourself, tell me how you found out about this Discord channel and what games do you play. If you don't answer those things, you're, useless to me and I'm banning you. It's like, plus I have Dan, the moderator, who's also chopping people like left and right too for, as soon as they put out a,
I agree, Dean. I totally
hey,
agree.
I'm looking for, commissioned work. Boom, gone. There's only one person who can come onto my channel, or a few. I have to know the artist. All right. There's a couple artists I do know that if they come on, they will. They're welcome to come on. I know you. I know your thing. This is. I don't know if you can see this clear, but this is from Chet Minton, and I mean, check that out.
I didn't notice the reptile or what have you. I've always seen that. I just assumed it was just the Unearthed Arcana. I was actually noticing that
it's
yesterday.
a play on the Unearthed Arcana, but it's it's just awesome.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you know what? I want that one, and I would get that on a T-shirt if he does have T-shirts actually, but once once my body decides what shirt size I'm going to be in a month or two, then I'll start getting back into picking up some T-shirts. Huh?
I said, right. Once you get to a certain age, your body just says, we're going to play a little game.
I think once I get down to, I think I will get down to easily 1XL and that's it. I doubt I'll get down to large. My days of medium are long, long gone.
I stand a chance. I stand a chance. Not a big one, but I could get back down to a medium.
I haven't been medium. What the hell? I haven't been medium since I was age 22. I mean,
really?
As soon as I went into the military, I went into the military at 155 pounds. After basic training, I was 177. All right, so I gained 22 pounds of muscle during the 10 weeks of basic training. And then advanced training was another 2 months, and I was like 188 when I came out of there. So I gained about 33 pounds in training in the military. And so I went from medium to large for sure during that time. Then I got married. That was 20 pounds. Got married. That was 20 pounds. Quit smoking. That was another 20 pounds. And then just got older. So that was another 20 pounds. or 20, 30 pounds. Forget it. So
Mm,
now I've lost, um, I was 212 today. So I've lost 58 pounds in the last year.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, and
When
I got,
when I started this channel, I was 145 pounds.
mhm,
Mind you, I'm 5'10". I'm not short,
yeah,
but I was like anorexic, and COVID saw me gain like 50 pounds, and I was wearing a medium back when I started the channel, and I could get back there, but it would be really rough. I'll be happy staying in a large, but being like 175 instead of like 200 because
yeah.
at
I'll
this
be,
age.
I'll be happy at 200. The last time I was 204, I was really happy. I felt healthy. Well, my wife just told me, she's like, you don't snore anymore. I was like, all right, that's cool. That's good. And I haven't had an asthma attack in over a year now.
Yeah,
So
I used to have that,
no more
but
asthma in the springtime. All of that's
it's all
gone.
about allergies, right? For you?
Well, no, it's all about weight. the
Oh,
the
okay,
weight
okay.
the
For
weight
me, it
is
was
what
all
brought the
allergies.
yeah. No, the weight is what caused the asthma.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it was all the weight. All of that was weight related. So
Well, good
now
luck to you.
I
Just
get
keep
my
walking, and
tournament taken care of, and
the big thing is the kitchen. What you eat is really the biggest part.
oh yeah, yeah.
And those potatoes, oh God, they hate us, don't they?
Mm.
Fuck,
Oh,
I
I love
love fucking
potatoes.
potatoes.
Yeah,
They're like they're my favorite food.
but
I mean, it doesn't help that I'm Irish, but it's like
I
potato
just had
chips, man.
pizza last week, and I was like, oh my god, it's been like 2 months since I've had pizza.
I
So I
have
was like,
pizza
I
every
just
week.
want a regular slice of pizza, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, it's been so long. So and now it's been a week since I used to eat pizza like twice a week. Now I'll,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
eat pizza like once every 2 months. You know,
No, I make a homemade pizza every week, um, and it's my favorite pizza now.
yeah,
I'm totally over the any restaurant. We're having pizza today because of the kids, and we're gonna have 10 teenagers here. So like, I'm not cooking. We're ordering pizza. Um, dude, can you believe this shit here in California? If you order a pizza, well, I ordered 5 pizzas, right? And not including the sales tax, right? Because that's whatever. That's 10% of the total. It was like almost $20 in 5 different fees between delivery fee, local, state, and county or whatever delivery taxes.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
that
it's like, and they wonder why I'm only tipping them 10%. It's like, dude, tell your bosses, tell the state, tell the governor something that you know, $15 in fees just to have a pizza delivered, because it would have been the same no matter how many pizzas I ordered, or at least that's the way they made it look. And I'm like, that can't be right. I mean, not to mention the fact that the state, the city, and the county all have a fee. It's like, can't you just make it one? Why are all 3 people getting a slice of my pizza? That just sounds like um, something fishy. A little crony capitalism there. I don't know what you call it, but just I'm calling it bullshit. So from now on, we're just gonna never have delivery ever again because why would you, right?
yeah. Now we don't get it. We just go and pick it up.
Well, it was the last time Jackie was having a D&D game, and he had the same, roughly like 6, 8 kids here. although one didn't show up and one ate a whole pizza by himself. So I ordered pizzas, and they were hungry before the wife could get home and go pick them up. I'm like, it's good. I'll just have them delivered. Keep an eye on the kids, and that sort of thing. And I was like, won't be doing that again. Damn,
Hmm.
that's just crazy.
So what else do I have going on? Oh, I was disappointed with that delivery. Now I'll have to wait until after 2 and see when I'll do a video later on. This evening at 6 o'clock, I'm streaming with the other DM James, the RP Grandpa,
Oh, okay.
and we're going to be talking about that topic of game systems that will probably never run or play or whatnot. So I'll be bringing out and just talking about one. But like I said,
I'll try. I'll try and stop by for that.
yeah, I'm gonna
Depending on
switch
the kids. And
from yeah, I'm gonna keep my Dying Earth stuff and everything. I probably will eventually use that. I mean, the stuff that came with that in that Kickstarter, it's like really useful stuff.
and,
So
and, it, and it's oddball stuff. It's so
yeah,
unique.
yeah.
It
Although you
really
have to
is.
tell me like that Arduin the Arduin critical hits table. I want you to go over that. Um, go over that with that. So how does that compare to other critical hits tables?
Well, it's if you roll a 20, it was just simple. If you roll a 20, you roll percent,
And
and that's it. You're
and
fucked.
what's the possibilities of it? Like what do they do? So you're rolling a percentile. What does that mean?
Here, I'll just read it off. It's not
Yeah.
hard for me to get. It's brutal. I mean, there's some that aren't like, you know, they're
Yeah.
not
So
all instant death.
you remember the one that I was doing with like using Castles and Crusades? Theirs is it similar
Uh-huh.
to that?
Yeah. Well, the other way around, but yeah. Okay, let's give you let's just run down real quick. 0102. Uh, brain penetrated, immediate death, 48 damage. 0304. Voice box ruined, total voice loss, D8 damage. 0506. Wrist, hand severed, dying, D8 minutes. 0708. Chest or back, impalement weapon is stuck there, 3D10 damage. Side roll 1 to 5 ribs broken, rolled number and wear D3 per rib.
Yeah. So
Leg left side artery. It's like
yeah.
artery
So
cut, die
when we
in a
had
three.
that, when we used that, you were there when we used that,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
they some of the players um they just didn't like it. They didn't like the the various layers of the critical hits table. They certainly didn't like the instant death aspect of it. But I told them, I was like, well, as you're getting more experienced, that kind of declines. So, but that was only using a D20 system. So that wasn't using a D100. You know what I'm saying? So your instant death is probably only a 2% chance.
Oh, here, your chance of survival is less than, I would say, less than 25% chance.
Oh, so there's like 25% chance of not being killed instantly.
Yes,
Yeah, you guys would
or
never
like
do.
here's one for you. Check this one out.
You guys would
This one just
never play that. You would
no,
never play
no
that.
one would. It's
Yeah,
here's check this one. Um, Here, check this out. On a 95, your guts are ripped out. 20% chance of tangling feet, die in 1 to 10 minutes.
yeah. No, there's no way that you guys would ever take that. Yeah,
There's no
we
way
didn't like
anybody
the
would play
fact.
this. Anybody in their right
So you
mind.
remember when the paladin he lost an eye. All
Mhm.
right, from an orc arrow, right? So he lost an eye, and then he was like, "All right, so I have this, I lost an eye. I need both I need both a restoration spell in order to get my eye back, right? Because it was completely destroyed. So you needed a restoration spell, which is like what, like a seventh level spell, something
Fifth
like
to
that.
seven. Yeah.
Yeah, fifth, seventh, or you needed like a 10+ cleric in order to do
Hmm.
that. I was like, yeah, and if he were killed by it, he would not only need a restoration, but he would also need a resurrection on top of that. He'd have to resurrect first and then restore the eye because the resurrection is not going to fix the eye that was lost. So I remember when Malric had smashed all of his, he smashed his all of his feet. Well, no, he lost fingers too, right? He lost like fingers on one hand, and the other time he lost the ability to speak because he totally shattered his jaw. He needed a restoration for that,
Hmm.
and so you guys were just getting nickled and dimed with these permanent injuries that
Hmm.
all needed restoration, and you were like, "Damn!" It's like,
Well,
surely I
wait a minute.
can kill
Won't a seventh level or whatever it is, the heal spell that heals everything but a D4 points
It's
of
an
damage?
yeah, like a cure serious wounds might have done it too. But
No, no, no. It's called heal. It's just called heal. HEAL. That's it.
yeah, but
And it's
no,
like a
I was
six or
using no,
seven.
I was doing AD&D first edition.
Yeah, it's a first edition spell. Here, I'll show you.
No, it's not heal. AD&D first edition isn't heal. It's cure serious wound is the highest. No, it's heal.
Watch. Sixth level heal. Player's handbook.
All right, so that's a 12th level cleric, which
And
they did
it does like
too.
everything. It'll
Yeah,
cure disease, insanity,
yeah,
everything except 1 to 4 hit points.
yeah. But
So
heal,
it was,
will
but it's
heal,
still a freaking sixth level spell.
but will heal restore
Yes,
a missing body part?
yes, everything except 1 to 4 hit points.
Okay.
Insanity, a feeble mind, all kinds of
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Okay.
Diseases. It's like everything but resurrect.
Okay.
And but it's still, like you said, it's a 12 level spell. Okay, not only is it a 12 level spell, but I mean a 12 level spell caster. It's a
Yeah.
6 level spell, which means the priest has to pray to his god and get permission to be able to do this spell at this time, which means what's in it for me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
And
No.
the deity,
It would have been
and
costly.
the deity is going to be like, well, you got to serve me,
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah. So
right,
anyway,
or go on a
yeah.
quest.
So I think that the critical hits and table that I did, I mean, for the most part, if you get critical hit, you're going to take maximum damage on the first die roll, and then the second die roll is rolled, right? So and then which could be a lot because if you're getting hit by a giant that does let's just say 3d10 damage, all right, and you get crit, it's going to be 30 plus 3d10. All right, so that's going to be your base, so that's going to be devastating. Then on top of that, they can choose to knock you down. They can choose, so now you're prone, and stunned and took all that damage. So the next round you're discombobulated. You know, um, so yeah, you're not jumping right back into it after getting clocked like that, which I kind of like. So it's not doing all of that permanent damage or this or that or whatever, but it
Well,
is it is definitely giving you one hell of a that'll leave a mark kind of experience.
and like I try to tell everybody who's big on critical hit rules. Um, if you're okay with constant players constantly having to roll up new characters, and never
Mm,
making it to 10th level or 5th level even, because if you do the simulations and you roll, how many you know combats it will take before you eventually roll that 20, followed up by a death roll, which
Right.
on that chart is like, you know, uh, the DM gets so many chances to hit over what the players do. You're never getting anywhere. If you're okay with that and you want to play on hard mode, awesome. But let your players know that, well, don't get attached to any character because no character is ever going to amount to anything.
No,
You're
that's.
just here for the
I mean,
excitement.
I still don't see that happening either. And I put enough. I put enough cushioning in there too. Like,
No, I mean by using crits like that.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But even then, when I was using those crits like that, because we started with that, you guys still got to level 10. Level 10 through 12.
I
Um,
started out at 7, so I don't know.
yeah, yeah. They still got their. No, they survived all the way through. I mean, they only had. They only had 3 character deaths the entire time.
Well, yeah, but how many instant deaths are on the chart you were using?
Only one, two, two. Well, one
See
was an
that one
instant.
right, the one I just showed you, that one
Yeah, but
has
that one has
like,
a lot more. No, there was two. There was one, an instant death and a die in 4 rounds.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because if you were using the Arduin one,
yeah. No,
eh,
there was.
three out of four 20 sided results are instant
Yeah,
death. It's just like, and if it's not instant death, it puts you into a position where you don't want to run the character because you've lost an arm, a leg, your nuts. I mean,
yeah,
literally, there's a groin shot on there. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, I'm out.
yeah.
I'm not playing that character. You cut off certain body parts. I'll just roll up a new character, dude. Just
Well, that's how
that's
you
cool.
choose to retire the character. Hey, without an
I
arm,
don't even do. I don't
I'm
even
not
do that.
advancing.
I don't even give them that pleasure. I've literally, I did this in OGGM's game. I had a character, my fighter whose highest stat was 7. Okay, and that was charisma. I mean, all my stats were like 5 or 6, five,
Yeah, but
6 or 7. Right?
what rule system?
Shadow Dark.
Yeah, that's considered an unplayable character, though, and it's written in the
I roll. I
rules.
play what I roll. I play what I
Yeah,
roll. Unless told otherwise. And I
yeah.
wasn't, and I made it to like third or fourth level. But then at some point, I got cursed where my right arm disappeared.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm just gonna get a rope and I'm hanging myself.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna retire. This is just like, nobody would want to live like that. So, um, and I thought it was funny because how do you tie a noose with one hand? Um, but yeah, I'm playing another character in his game that's a lot of fun. But we're taking a break from those characters to play something else. But yeah, I've always because see, here's the thing. Where do you decide that it's unplayable? You know what I mean? Oh well, you rolled all fours, but you got a 16.
Yeah.
Okay, well some
Look
people
at,
would say, hey, that's a viable character.
well, of course, a 16 is,
Okay, but if all
especially
your other
because
stats are
I
four,
look
but
at
if
it.
literally
I look at it. I look at it that it's a. You got to look overall at what the things were. Like I saw. Like if you're rolling 4D, if you're rolling 4D6, drop the lowest, and you re-roll double ones, you re-roll one of the double ones, you should end up with on average of like 12 and a half, 13 maybe. All right. And if you have one lower, ability score and the rest are like 13 on average, that's a viable character. All right. But if you have a character with like 3 negative attributes, like 3 attributes that are going to give you a negative modifier, yeah, I mean, it's a could you play it? Yes. But is the character ultimately adventure adventure sturdy? Probably not. You know, and that can be role played out, right? The other player characters are going to be like, hey, you know what? It's like In the U.S. military in basic training, those that couldn't cut it, they were recycled first. And today you have to go back and do additional training time. And if they still couldn't cut it
Nice
after
story.
recycle, they were put out. You know, like I said, I went to basic training with 60. We only graduated 54. All right, 6 people were eliminated.
Mhm.
You know, 4 of them were recycled, and 2 of them were put out, like right from the get go. But then,
It's funny, like in Dragon Slayer, because I'm in Bubba's Dragon Slayer game, and it says you're not playing heroes, you're just playing average dudes. If you get lucky with the numbers, cool.
yeah,
Okay, so that's one philosophy. In
yeah,
D&D, you are kind of supposed to be playing the heroes, right? So to me, that means like
or
at
slightly
bare
better than
minimum,
average. Yes,
at bare minimums, you roll in the
yeah,
46, drop the lowest, and put them where you want. Okay,
yeah,
but you know, I've seen I a lot of people I knew, and that's how I grew up. It was usually 3d6 down the line. That's what you get. Um, I prefer the 4d6, drop the lowest, put them where you want, because I want players, to have a chance to run the character they were actually thinking about wanting to run.
right,
You know,
exactly.
there's nothing worse than like me. Oh well, your highest stats wisdom and all your other stats suck. You're rolling a cleric. I'm like, no, I'm not. Or I'd light it on
Yeah,
fire or whatever. I'm not doing that.
yeah.
But there is something to be said about taking what you get and playing it anyways.
The only time
You
I do
always.
that, the only time I do that is when I'm at a convention. I'll take
I
the
was gonna say.
first pre-gen that's handed to me. Now they'll hand me a stack. I grab, just give me the top one. I don't care what it is, just give it to me. And I run with that. I do that at every single convention. When I'm playing, you're giving me a pre-gen, boom, running with it.
Mhm. I
So,
haven't been in a con game in forever.
well, we're gonna get you at CNY.
Yeah. To be honest, though, I don't know that I'd even play. I think I'd be too
Oh,
busy
you'd
just
have to play in the
trying to talk.
Ardenwen game. Come on.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I think they would take away my sponsorship if I
Yeah,
did.
you'd have to play in an Ardenwen game. You'd have to play in what other games would you really like? You would dig.
I don't know what else was there.
Well, there was Ardenwen, there was Dropship, there was Barrows and Borderlands, there was I'm pretty sure they ran Horde Wars as well. There was Castles and Crusades. There was let's see, what else was there? There was a lot of Dragon Slayer. Well, when I say a lot, there was like more than one person running Dragon Slayer. I don't think anybody was running 5e. Nobody. Um,
What's up, James? How you doing, buddy?
which James is it?
DM
The only
James.
one that
James?
matters, Richard.
The only one that matters.
Oh,
So let me
okay.
see. Let me see what was being run there. If I can still get it.
It should be up. It should be.
No, sometime after the conventions they disappear. So oh, there was Hyperborea. I was running Hyperborea. I don't think I was the only one running Hyperborea
Agreed,
either.
Owen. Long time no see, man. Where you been? I mean, I know I saw you Sunday, but
So let's see. Let's see advanced schedule. Nope, it's all gone now. It's all gone.
Yeah.
After a while, they erase them.
Hmm.
Tabletop events doesn't keep it going.
Oh well, maybe there, but what about the actual uh, site? For the
There
con, like
was
it is.
no listing of it on the actual site. There was
Okay,
just tabletop events, so that's the only place it was. Um,
gotcha.
let's see. Adventures Dark and Deep was run. Joe Block was running that game system. Um, like I said, you had a lot of game systems being run by the creators of those game systems.
Well, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, so mostly that's how they were doing it. Like the Ardenwen guys, they had I think they were manning their booth, but they had somebody there that was kind of like a sponsor also that was running the games for them.
Yeah, yeah, I know Mark and Kevin from what the
Yeah,
hell's the name of their shop? I know the guys who are running that game, and I would
yeah.
definitely be in that game. Every game you mentioned, though, I literally know less than nothing about, other than I've heard of them, and I'm pretty sure they're fantasy games. Maybe dropship. I'd
No,
have to,
dropship is
you know.
yeah, dropship. Obviously, Barrows and Borderlands is a well. That was a sci-fi. I mean, we're doing Dracula in space. That was a
Mhm,
sci-fi. Um, the Hyperborea, I was running it as a pure Robert E. Howard fantasy.
mhm.
But Hyperborea has technology that you throw in there. I know James,
Mhm.
you would have loved that. I wish James, you're welcome to join any of my games. When I'm looking to restart a Hyperborea campaign where you're going to be basically Vikings, Celts, whatever, um, uh, doing a seafarer kind of campaign.
Oh,
So,
cool. Awesome.
but you probably have the adventure module that I'm going to start off with. That's you know the Lamentations of the I misquoted what it was, and now it has become the Lamentations of the Trapper's Beaver. And it was like
Yeah, the first trapper or whatever. I've
yeah,
never really read it,
the
but I know
first
what you're
Trapper. Yes,
talking
it was
about.
like Lamentations of the Trapper's Beaver became my twist on it. So it's like you can take that
I
however
Not touching on
way
it,
you
guys.
want to take it to. It was like
You would be surprised, Richard, or maybe not. In the campaign that I run, I'm I run it mostly Conan like, but one of
yeah.
the guys in my campaign has a laser pistol.
Yeah. Oh
They
yeah, no,
found he
yeah,
doesn't know what it is, but
you can
I mean he
definitely do
does
that.
got it.
But
So so
yeah,
I'm not like super hardcore about whether or not I allow a mix of fantasy and
Well, I
sci-fi.
mean, it seems to me if you're picking a game that's built that way, why would you not? When you, I mean, if you don't want that stuff in your game, that's fine. Run a different game that doesn't have that stuff built into the game. You
Yeah,
know what I
the
mean?
that's
When
game
what I
when
would
the
system,
say.
designer
the
goes to
game system
when
is
the
what
designer
you're.
goes to the effort to put
Yeah,
rules for sci-fi crap in his game, maybe that's because that's what kind of game it is.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've talked to the designer of this game, and this game is designed to be whatever you want it to be.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
every other game designer has never said that. I mean, can you think of a more like buy my product thing to say? Come on, man. That's weak sauce.
Shadow,
Of course they're gonna say
yeah,
that.
Hyperborea doesn't have that much technology in it though.
You
It
know what
does
I
have
mean?
a couple
It would be
lasers.
like, no, 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 you can't play my game your way.
Yeah,
You gotta play it my way because I don't want to
Shadow,
sell my
you
product.
you you must have woke up first thing this morning and drank a big glass of haterade, didn't
I hear you.
No. It's just the most, PC thing to
you?
say
No,
to
because we
sell
talked for
one's
like
product.
30 minutes, and I was telling about all the crazy shit I'd done in his game that he has not even done. And he's like, well, yeah, that's kind of like in my game I told you in Comorium, it's
Mhm.
illegal to kill cats.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
illegal to
cats
kill
everywhere.
cats. Yeah.
And you
Well, he
can't
is
kill
coming
them.
out with the early next year. We will have the Kickstarter for Comorium,
The box
and
set
it will be
plus
a box set.
Reavers and Sages.
Definitely getting that. Definitely
Yeah,
getting
I
that
don't know
box
what a
set.
Reaver is, but the name sounds cool.
Yeah, no, that'll be in there. I'm definitely picking that up. Yeah, Hyperborea is going to become one of my big convention games. I
You
just
know what
have
else?
to streamline the I have to streamline the character creation process so that you can do a mid to high level adventure and not spend 30 to 40 minutes creating a character.
Right.
'Cause like I had experienced players at my table, and it took them 30 to 40 minutes to create their characters. And they weren't rolling attributes. I gave them a really, really generous preset. Like it was like 118, 118, a 15, two 13s, a 12, and a 10, something like that. 118, 115, two 13s, a 12, and a 10. Yes. So that was their standard array. So I was like, I want you to shine in one area, whichever one you wanted to pick. So if you're playing a sorcerer, you're going to have an 18 intelligence or whatever it is, charisma, whatever it is for them, and so on. So every fighter, you're going to have an 18 strength. I know it. Or you might go with an 18 constitution and you'll have a 15 strength, whatever. But they were pretty impressive. They were 6th level. I had them only roll levels 4, 5, and 6 for their hit points. They had maximum for 1st and 2nd level. All right. Yeah, 1st and 2nd, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they only rolled that independently. Everything else was maxed out for 1st and 2nd level, and it worked out to where we came up to 3 hours and about 50 minutes of the 4-hour time slot was when the adventure ended. Like they completed the adventure after 3 hours and 50 minutes. And so, like I said, 3 hours and 10 minutes was all gameplay. The other 40 was character creation. I was like, well, damn, we could have, if I could streamline it a little bit without handing them pre-gens, necessarily. I think what I'll probably do is, I don't want you to spend time with equipment list, a hand waved spell descriptions. I was like, if you have a smoke spell, right? Like one of the warlocks, the warlock was casting a smoke spell. I was like, I don't care what the numbers are. I didn't even bring the rule books with me. I was like, just describe to me what the spell does. If it's reasonable, you got it. If you're casting a fireball and you say, oh, my fireball, I'm a 6th level wizard, my fireball is going to do 20 d6 damage. Well, no. Your fireball can do 66 damage. All right. Because you're 6th level, I'll give you that. But not anything more. Plus your intelligence modifier that's added on. That's your damage for it. I told him, just describe it that way. We don't have to look it up. We're not looking up a damn thing. And it worked really well. All right. I just have to streamline that character creation a little bit better for that 4-hour time slot.
When I knew I was going to start a campaign, Richard, I pre-generated about 45 characters.
Yeah.
All random.
Yeah.
And just set them on the table. And I was like, all right, here's session 0, pick a character. They did. And they wrote names in and, their sex and whatever. And then it was like, all right, let's go. Because to me, character generation sucks.
Yeah, it's like
Bad News Bards had Jeff on the other night. Yeah. Bad News Bards. That's Death Angel.
Yeah, that's Death Angel.
And he used to live literally about 10 miles from me.
Yeah.
I saw his wife way more than I ever saw him because she worked at a deli.
Yeah.
So every day I was on shift as a firefighter, we always went by that deli to get sandwiches. His wife is super cool.
I met her at the convention.
Yeah. And he's got a super cool wife. He's a good enough guy. And what Jeff told me is anytime I want him on my show with me, just hit him up on X.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy really was super cool. He come in the chat and we were just talking in chat.
Yeah.
And he really is that kind of guy. Like, if you want to talk to him for 30 minutes or an hour, he will try to make time to do that.
Yeah,
I respect that, Yeah. I like that.
When it comes out, when the Kickstarter's ready, I'm going to have him on, so that we can just talk it up and talk about the Kickstarter and do that whole thing. I'll see him at ShireCon in September, so I'm going to see
Oh,
Jeffrey.
you're going to ShireCon?
Huh?
You're going to ShireCon?
Of course, that's only 50 minutes for me.
Oh my goodness!
Not the
Awesome,
one that's
man.
in the UK.
No, I'm talking about the one here
In
in
Connecticut.
America where they got like hobbit holes or shit that look like hobbit holes or something.
No, no,
No?
no. The one in Connecticut. It's in Canaan, Connecticut.
Well, either way,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm still a little jealous. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, you should go to Jeff's Smoky Con. That'll be there in Kentucky, or where is he now? Kentucky? Or is he Tennessee?
It could be either or the Smoky
I
Mountains.
think he's in Tennessee. I think he's talking Nashville.
Oh, Nashville? Yeah,
Yeah.
Nashville, that's in Western Tennessee.
How long's it take you to get there?
Oh, I could get there probably.
I can't get there though. I can never
We
get that
we
far.
would stop overnight after we got through Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 8 hours, and then it'd be probably another 8 hours.
That's
Because
a
my wife
16-hour
and I,
drive.
we have a tendency of stopping and
Oh.
resting in the
Oh, of
evening.
course. I wouldn't do 16 hours in one day either. Yeah, I can't get out there. My limit is really 4 hours.
Right.
And if I'm traveling 4 hours to get to a convention, it's 4 hours there, 4 hours back. That means I have to stay overnight because
Right.
I'm not driving 8 hours to play for 6. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense.
Vic and I have been talking, homie, and when the con hits big down in Orlando, because we always have a big con down here,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the wife
What's
if
up,
she
Vic?
wants to go.
Hmm.
And so I'll meet Vic there, and who knows, maybe Jeff will be there too. We have a number of big cons here that I just don't go to.
Right.
But if I clear it with my wife, we could probably go for a day.
Yeah. He goes to North Texas. I don't know how far that is for you either.
That is North Texas, might as well be upstate New York for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to remember, I am almost as south as you can get and east in the United States. I mean,
Yeah.
Orlando, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I've driven
So,
to Orlando.
right, you just go right down 95. That's what I
Yeah.
did when I went to Queens, right?
Yeah, I've driven
But it's
to
still, that's a
Orlando,
hell of
but
a ride, you know? That's
yeah,
a
no,
hell
it's
of
a
a drive.
16-hour. It's a 16-hour drive, but we stop in between. We stop
But
in
get on a
Virginia,
plane
I
to
think.
Dave Con. That's something I might do if my wife ever wanted to take a vacation. But when we talk about going to vacation, Vic, we talk about Caprese Island, Greece, not, Minneapolis.
Yeah.
I mean, Minneapolis sucks.
Well, you want to go to Poland, right?
Not Poland so much. Hungary, though.
Oh,
I'd
you
go
want
to
to go to
Hungary.
Hungary? Yeah.
I've heard Budapest expensive, but amazing.
Yeah.
But really, for me, I wanted to do this tour. We even had it all planned out. It was St. Petersburg and Moscow,
Right.
and it was touring all the big cathedrals.
Mm-hmm.
And then things happened
Of course, yeah.
that I don't want to get into on Shadow Show. But
Mm-hmm.
so then I pivoted to maybe Caprice, that island where they paint all the houses white and sapphire blue and beautiful seas. And, I could see me laying my fat ass out on the Greek beach. The good news is most Greeks are so unattractive that like I would be considered very attractive there. So they live longer than anyone else on the planet, but they're not very attractive
Right.
people. So I could fit in Greece.
Let's see.
Dave Con for the experience. Well, when you move to the Panhandle, are you going to have like Dave Con Point or Pensacola? Because I don't know, that'd be pretty good, and that's only about a 5-hour drive. because he keeps talking about moving to Florida. I keep warning him. Everything down here wants to kill him, but
Yeah, no, that's again, flying out of New York is such a freaking hassle. It really is a hassle that it's not even worth it. And then driving anywhere, just takes, too much time. I'm not, I'm almost 60. I'm not 23 years old anymore, and I can drive 16 hours in a shot. And,
right.
and it's just not in the cards. Not in the cards anymore. I'm more likely to start my own convention than I am to drive to a convention that is 16-hour drive, or to fly to a convention.
That is
Well, I'm hoping to do just that and have my own con in 27.
Mm.
Still trying to pull that off. We'll see if I can make it happen. It's going to be very dependent on the Emperor's Choice guys and how much they want me to take their show on the road, so to speak.
Mm.
you,
All
you
right,
can give
I'm
it a
going to
cool
run, guys,
name.
because it is 2 o'clock, and
That's
As a
where
matter of fact,
Shadow used
I
it.
have to go
my
as well.
live
Sorry,
stream,
James.
and I have my live stream in just 4 hours, but I have some things to do around. So anyway,
And it's Jackie's birthday party today, and the
all right,
guests are starting to arrive.
all right,
James,
have
if you
a
do
good
a
one,
show
guys.
later, though,
Yeah,
James, if you do a show later, I'll probably drop in because they only need me at the beginning and the end, if you know what I mean, for the party.
Right.
That's why I was here because
yeah. Plus, I'm
Well,
starving. I need
Richard's
lunch.
doing a show in
Yeah,
4 hours.
yeah. In 4 hours, I'm doing a live stream. You're welcome to join that too, James. You'll have the other DM James from Florida as well. He moved down to Florida, so RP Grandpa is down there in Florida now.
RPG Grandpa, isn't he the one who runs games for like Shellback?
Yeah,
Or used to?
yeah.
Okay, because Shellback said something about James. He was doing a video and he said James, and I was like, "Is he talking to me?" So I didn't respond.
No, he's
And I'm like,
DM James as well. I was like, wait, which DM James are we talking about?
right.
So,
But I'll catch you
he does
both
a lot
later.
of OSC. He's big on OSC. So he
happy trails, guys.
loves old school.
Everybody in the chat.
Take it easy,
We'll
guys.
see you guys tomorrow.
All right, maybe see you later. Take care.
Yep.
God bless.
Well.